Hi everyone, and welcome to our gift holder. I wanted to show you a little tutorial at the beginning here just to give you the sizes of everything, because I know it always makes it easier to make when you have the exact sizes. So the kit we're using here is our bundled farmhouse collection. It's a fantastic collection. Look at the vintage print here, the floral in here. Just beautiful, beautiful papers and elements. This is a couple of the elements that I'm going to be using, as you saw from the photos on the beginning. This is my main one for the front page here. I have a blue piece of paper to go in behind here, but this is one of my elements, as well as my inside tag here. That's the beautiful tag that you can use to write on and everything else. But basically, to make this, I simply just printed it on the regular matte presentation paper that I always printed on. It's the same stuff. It is the 42-pound stuff, 165 GSM. So there's no rocket science to that. I've printed an outside cover, which is 9.5 long and 5 inches tall. Okay, so 9.5 by 5. Now I've scored it at 1 inch from each side, okay, because this is going to end up going as my inside. This is going to fold over as flaps, okay? So you get the idea there. So that's how that's going to work. And then we need a spine in here, and I'll show you that when the completed project. I'll really show you the spine here. But the spine is 1/4 of an inch wide in here. So when you score this 9.5 inches, score at 4 5/8 inches and at 4 7/8 inches. And that'll create your little spine in the back here. Okay, so that's this front piece of paper, and we'll talk a little bit about this more when it's finished here. The other piece, the inside piece here, is just a simple, this is a pattern paper you get right in the kit. Beautiful, gorgeous floral. And this piece is, again, 5 inches tall, but it's only 7 1/8 inch wide. So what I have done is I've actually purposely sized it to, when I do this and when I fold it over, as you can see, it doesn't fit right to the edges here. It only, let me just slide that up so you can really see what's going on. It doesn't fit right to the edge because I didn't want it to bind a little bit. There's no, who cares? These are going to get glued down anyhow. So that way it makes life a little easy and you have a little bit of playroom. This one also needs the spine put into here, and we score this at 3 3/8 and 3 5/8. Okay, so then that way we both have, when these are glued up together here, let's just kind of sort of put it together, you're going to end up with that spine back there that you can see, which gives a really nice appeal to this card overall. So I hope that makes some sense. That gives you the measurements here as well for the things, so that you can easily make this up yourself. But I will be back in a second with the finished project. And voila, folks, here it is. This is our gift card and note holder. What a beautiful creation. Look at this. It just shines with all the embellishments from the kit. Again, this is our bundled farmhouse collection, and I'll give you the quick walkthrough here. This element here on the front with the metal bucket, the window in it, with the chicken wire behind it, all this stuff, even these things, is all one cluster that you actually get in the little bits of this collection. And all you have to do is print and cut. Now what I've done is I have an extra one where I have the arrow is a separate element, and this Good Life tag. Those are two individual elements that you get in the FQB version. And so that way I just sized those down so that they would fit exactly on there, printed them, cut them out. So that way, by raising them up on a little bit of foam dots, I thought it just gave it a lot of interest here. Same thing when I applied this down, this top part with the metal bucket and the window and all that stuff. Those are up on the foam dots as well. Just, again, to give it a little bit more interest, give it a little bit of visual depth and things like that. The blue background paper behind here that you see, that is, again, a background paper from the FQB Farmhouse Collection. I just simply cut out a square of it that I thought had a nice pattern in it and everything else after I'd printed it. Glued that down to my front first, and I just thought it gave it, again, a little more color, a little more visual interest on the front. Okay? On the back, it says, "You are my home," and this is a digital stamp that you get in, again, you get this in the bundled farmhouse collection, that is included. So when I've layered this paper, this damask paper, this is the white damask in case you're wondering. When you're looking through and you're scrolling through the papers, this comes in the FQB farmhouse collection. I used that as my big 9.5-inch piece of paper that we originally started with. I layered the stamp on, and you probably saw this in the tutorial part. I layered the stamp and this individual flower, again, that comes in the FQB collection. I layered those two things on there and printed it. Being that this is the back, I don't want anybody to, as they're sliding it around, I don't want anybody to catch anything on it. It's a little different on the front here. You know, you have that for that interest, and you're kind of touching it and seeing it. So if you were to set it down somewhere, you're not just going to scrape something off. So this is what I was saying about the spine. If I hold it up like this, let me just have a quick peek. I can see that that's in frame. The spine gives you this nice dimension to it. And the reason being is, when we open it up, here we go. That is it opened up. So we wanted that spine in there because obviously we're going to put a gift card in here. So this slides easily into here, and we'll talk about that in a second, as does this on this side. But first off, this does have a magnetic closure. I did glue a magnet and stuff in here so that it does stay closed. And when you've glued these 1-inch sides, if you remember from the tutorial, we had a 1-inch score line. Well, that was the reason for it. Make sure you only glue 3 sides, obviously. We don't want to glue this side because that's our pocket that we slide this into. And this is meant as our journal card and our sentiment card. So whether you write on the front just something sweet and then have a lot of room to write on the back, or whether you fit your whole, certain sentiment right on the front, that's fine. On the gift card side, obviously, a standard size gift card slides easily in there. That is no problem whatsoever. And because you've glued on the 3 sides, it's going to keep it from falling out. That's why I kind of made these an inch wide as well, is when you tuck it in there, it actually kind of tucks in there. It's in there fairly solid. It doesn't just slide around. It's not easy to fall out, being that there is something at the bottom as a glued strip as well as the magnet. So if I pull these out, this is the paper, again, the inside paper that you saw in the original tutorial. And this glued in here, again, a beautiful opening. And once you open that card and see that gorgeous thing, you have a great little sentiment card in here in order to personalize it, and your gift card. So there it is, folks. Now, this gift card, obviously with this sort of feel to it and the elements that I chose, I was thinking of this gift card as something for when someone moves into a home. Whether they've bought their first new home, whether they're moving into their first apartment, they're moving into res, or they've just moved houses, period. You're always kind of thinking, well, it'd be nice to get them something. But what do you get people nowadays, right? So gift cards are so popular because people can then go out and choose to their specific taste, or perhaps you didn't know that they didn't have something specific, that they were actually looking for in the new house, or maybe they wanted to get some decorative accents or whatever the case may be. But the other option, in case you're stumped for options, this is Jesse's Tap and Grill, so this is obviously for a restaurant. When you first move into somewhere, you know how it is. You don't know where your pots and pans are. You don't know where the forks are. Everything's in boxes and everything else. So this is a nice, hey, you know what? Congratulations. We're moving into the new place. We're happy for you. You have a nice little sentiment in here, and there's a place for a gift card. Now, obviously, with our farmhouse collection, this works really well for a home-based theme or a family-based theme or a couple, that kind of thing. Nice vintage look to it. But certainly, we have such a multitude of kits in our store. You could have this as using a different kit, but obviously now you have all the dimensions on how to make things. You could use this for a birthday, an anniversary, Mother's Day, you name it. The sky's the limit in terms of graduation, wedding gifts, whatever. This is the sky's the limit because now you know how to make these and how to make them beautiful. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this quick video, and I hope that you'll go out and make one of these yourselves. Thanks again for watching, and before you leave, make sure to go down into the bottom right of this screen here, click on our Nitwit Collections icon where it'll subscribe you to our channel so you'll be made aware of when new videos are released. And as well, hopefully you give us the thumbs up on this if you've liked the video, and leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if I maybe went through something too quickly, or you had a question about something, or you just wanted to let us know your thoughts on this as well. Thanks again for watching, and happy crafting.